Welcome, I'm the Kaiju no Kami here at Denver Comic Con 2018, and I've got a great cosplayer. Welcome, are you having a good time?
I'm having the best of times right now.
Is this your first convention ever, or have you done multiple ones before?
Done multiple, but just here in Colorado. So just the Denver Comic Con and then the one over in Colorado Springs are the only ones I've gone to so far.
For people who might not know what you're from, and if you do not, we need to have a talk. Who are you?
So I'm cosplaying Tommy Oliver from the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series. This was his first one, the green one. It was a limited run, but then they brought him back several times after that. It's different colors.
And so I see this costume actually takes some liberties and has like a scale design to it. Was this your own design, or did you get it commissioned?
So this was commissioned, the suit. I got it from Snake Pit. They do it. They did the one for the Bat in the Sun version that Jason David Frank also did, an online video where he fought a couple different other superheroes, and he did win. So that's a good win for us. But that's where the actual suit comes from.
And what about the helmet? Was that also from the same person who made the suit?
So no, a lot of the pieces come from different places. The person who made the actual fiberglass helmet itself is Eric 101, and then I got it repainted over by I can't remember the name, unfortunately, who painted it for me, who did the finishing touches. But so that's where the helmet came from. The shield we were able to make on our own. Same with the bands; those are just EVA foam, some fabric from Joanne Fabrics. Gauntlets are just a rubber that we did for ourselves. Got it painted by a buddy of mine. Gloves were bought. The boots were bought, but otherwise everything else is just, toys or whatnot. So
looks like the Legacy Dagger and Morpher.
Dagger and Morpher, absolutely.
It's kind of interesting because if you remember back in season 1 when they had like the American footage where the Green Ranger shield was all fabric looking and sometimes it wasn't symmetrical at times, and then you have some fan-made one that looks just like the Japanese one.
Exactly, yeah. I as a kid I didn't notice it because I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a fun show and whatnot. But now that I'm older and I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, there were so many differences between the American version and the Japanese version.
Well, it's funny because I love the show as a kid, but I actually always noticed that because I'm like, the shit, I'm like, wait a minute, why is his costume suddenly got a looser looking shield, then it's suddenly thick? Oh, that must be the Japanese footage, that's the American, because I figured out right away that it was a Japanese production, being that I'm a huge kaiju fan.
Yep.
And it was interesting because then I would start purposely like, okay, that's American footage, oh, that's Japanese footage. So like, with Turbo, you could tell because the suits would get like more neonish in the American footage.
Yep, they get neon, sometimes a little more reflective than the others. But yeah, as you said that, I noticed Rita Repulsa, like when she would talk, didn't sync at all. I noticed that as a kid, but I didn't notice the shield. So go figure on that one.
And then Godar, he would have suddenly like big long fangs at times for the American footage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I noticed that was when they brought the costume over here and they did start doing it themselves. And I was like, okay. Then you can see that all the discrepancies are just kind of missing and just brighter colors as well.
Although I didn't always laugh when they gave a reason why Godar's wings just disappeared when Zed first came in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard that. I watched a video on it and I was just like, really guys? Okay, well, you know what? I'm not in charge of the show. I'll just admire it from afar.
So what would you say to cosplayers or kids that want to cosplay but they're not sure they would feel comfortable cosplaying because they might be made fun of?
I'm 31 years old and I'm dressing as a Power Ranger from the 90s. Like, some people are gonna, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as it's something that you want to wear and you want to have fun with, you're gonna have fun with it. It shouldn't matter about what people say, what people, people are gonna be people. It's not that bad. This community, I haven't gotten anything bad. I haven't heard anybody say anything bad about anybody else's costumes or anything. So if you want to do it, do it. These conventions are made for us.
Now, do you watch the Japanese versions at all, or do you just stick to strictly Power Rangers?
I do watch the Japanese versions. I recently got onto the Gokaiger, which I got because it's the legendary. They're all the different Rangers, even ones way before the American ones, which I have to research a little bit, but I watched a little bit of those too. But that's the one I've watched rigorously through the whole entire season. I'm working on this one. It's taking a little bit of time with just life in general.
So are you familiar with Shout Factory releasing the Sentai versions in America on DVD?
I did just hear about it. They just announced that maybe 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's when they announced Jetman, the first show before, but they've done Jew Ranger, Die Ranger, Kaku Ranger, Ol Ranger, Car Ranger, wow. Mega Ranger, Ginga Man, Go-Go 5, and Time Ranger comes out next month.
Wow, I did not know all of those. I'm a little behind on that then.
But it'll be amazing because once Jetman comes out, they'll have an entire decade worth of Sentai shows, and then they have Gal Ranger coming out, I guess, in September.
I did see the Gal Ranger coming out. I didn't hear the release date, but I knew that was the next one that they were going to be releasing. So I did hear that.
Yeah, it's an amazing time to be both a Sentai and a Power Rangers fan. Just Toku in general, because Ultraman's been coming in the US now when they air in Japan. Kamen Rider still has a little way to go, but it's slowly getting there. Do you have a favorite series that you like the best?
You know, I love the original. I was 6 years old. I was in kindergarten when the very first episode came out, so I had that nostalgic for it. But as I say, with the Gokaiger, I do have another one that I got done, and I just absolutely love that series. It's so much fun. They're changing. The Japanese version, Captain Marvelous, is just, you know, he's just like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do it now. Just gung ho, unlike some of the other ones.
Yeah, Gokaiger was a lot of fun, especially just getting to see them use all the different keys with different characters. Did so much better than Super Mega Force.
Super Mega Force, they're just there in a cave. It's like they're pirates. Like the pirates actually make sense in the Sentai series, rather than it's just, oh well, we're now pirate looking. No context whatsoever on that.
Do you have any social media links people could find your cosplays at?
Sure. So on Facebook, it's just facebook.com/JTFilbert. Otherwise, my Twitter, same thing, twitter.com/JTFilbert. So those are going to be where those are going to be at.
Any final words for my viewers?
You know, going back to the cosplay guys, I mean, it doesn't matter how good, how bad, if you get a commission, you make it at home, just do it. It's so much fun. I meet all kinds of different people doing these things. You know, you're going to find people that you click with, and people are going to want to take pictures with you and just tell you have a good costume either way.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Until next time, bye.